Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode number 2 of my Airline Tycoon Deluxe series with Phoenix Travel. Today we are actually going to go into this meeting because there's been a sabotage, not by me or not on me, but at Falcon Lines. Two things to interestingly note though, we are now the airline which is carrying the most passengers, which is great to see, and our image is also raised up to 1%, which was really what I was wanting. And we're also back into 2 million as well, which is wonderful to see. Anyway, let's listen in.
A sabotage incident at Falcon Lines. Brochures in someone else's plane. It seems that someone claims the glory for himself. I can't tolerate things like that in my airport. I want to warn the person who did it not to try anything like that again. And on to the next topic on our agenda. Let's start with the condition of... Okay, next, the condition of... And now? Phoenix Travel. Everything's normal.
Right, so I just wanted my wee report there on Phoenix Travel, however, average is average, the same old, same old. So we got some mail. What is this here? This is basically just notifying me that I missed some flights. That one as well, and that is fine there. Okay, so today is Friday. This is day number 5, I think we're on. Yep, we are on day number 5. So let's have actually a look at some of the breakdowns of the statistics, because I didn't do that in the last episode. So first of all, as you can see, the routes thing is the first thing. I'm the only airline which has got a route going, which is fair enough. In terms of orders, we are not actually leading, we are second, and second by quite some bit compared to Falcon, but I'm not necessarily going straight for orders anyway. I've already, I guess, just sort of spread myself across the orders and the charters, so that's my game plan. It's a little bit different. I've gone for scheduled flights very, very quickly, whereas with Falcon Lines I didn't, but that was a different ball game, a different airline, and I'm trying a different tactic this time. So that means that I'm flying a lot more, that means that general expenditures are a lot more, but it's not meaning that I'm actually getting generally a lot more money. So far, overall, I've not actually made too much if you have a look at it. That's not the bang on figure at all, because we have obviously been spending on advertising and stuff like that. However, if you look at Falcon Lines, it looks like Falcon Lines is probably our biggest competitor. In terms of stocks, no one's moving the stocks, and stocks you don't really need to worry about until about day 20 anyway, but this is something which we do need to keep an eye on. Our stock prices are the highest, or no they're not. Why did I keep thinking I'm Falcon Lines? Was I doing that there? No, I wasn't, that's good. They are mediocre. They're actually lower end, so that really just tells you something, doesn't it? It really does, that maybe this early game strategy isn't working out too well. But I'm sure we'll turn it around nonetheless. Okay, so today really the jobs are, we need to find flights for Sunday onwards. That's my biggest thing, so let's go ahead and do that. First of all, actually, I'll go ahead and check the flight board because I want to see how many of my planes are in operation or how many flights we're doing. It's a very quiet day at the airport today, you know that? Surprisingly quiet. I don't know if that's glitched or whatnot, because I'd be surprised that you're not flying other airlines. Very, very strange indeed. Anyway, so let's have a look. So we are looking for just big money. Big money is what I'm wanting. Sunday, we can take that one, and we will take that one. Until Wednesday, I think I'm going to take it, to be honest. It's 129,000. The flight up there will take some time, but until Wednesday I can be really flexible. Delhi we cannot do because that's Saturday, and then until Tuesday we can also take that one, which is fine with me. Last minute, really don't, I mean, we'll look in there. But, I mean, unless it's tomorrow on the smaller plane, I can't actually do much with it, to be honest. So there's not really much point, though there can be very high reward in here, so that's why I just like to jump in every now and then, but there's nothing. And let's go ahead and finally look at the cargo. We've only got, what, a 16-ton plane and a 24-ton plane, so we are extremely limited. However, we can do something like that, but not on a Sunday. And it looks like everything else is sort of out of size, which is unfortunate. Let's jump into the museum and see if any of the planes in the background have changed, and they have, and that one there is very, very tempting actually. However, my game strategy now is sort of changed anyway, so 92 million, wowee. To be fair, I'm sure we will get to that amount because we did last time get to an amount very similar to that anyway, but we're not going to get there for, I mean, when you get established routes gaining you consistent money, then that's when it is time to go, you know, look, let's actually start to look at buying huge planes like that, but for now it's just definitely not even an option. So both of these, I think one of them anyway, I believe the Melbourne's, or the Singapore Melbourne should I say, can actually, I thought it can go on the other plane, but it can't, so that's not a bad thing though. So you're going to be leaving ideally early morning, we'll stick you in there, and then you're from Seoul to Singapore, so you guys are two opposite ends of the spectrum, i.e. like a long $82,000 flight away, so we really still need to continue to get stuff for Sunday, Monday, so on and so forth. Right now, I'm still trying to track the money progress on the Bangkok-Singapore flight. I can't right now though, unfortunately, that's just the way things are. How much would it cost to upgrade all that? So that would cost a lot right now, and it's just not worth it, I don't think anyway. So let's maybe go for meals right now, and we can maybe do something else, but nah, to be honest, it's really not worth it. So we'll upgrade for meals as well, and that will hopefully again attract more people to the plane. There's something big I am going to change about that though, but we'll do that shortly. I'm still just want to fill out the schedule, to be honest, so we still need more flights for Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, so long as there's not too many on the same day. So if we could hurry up and jump back into here. So until Wednesday, no. Monday, not really worth it. Financially, that is worth it, and I think we will take that one. In terms of Sunday, no. Osaka, we can take that one until Wednesday, that's definitely not a bad option. And then Saturday we cannot do, so that's me got some more flights to fill out the schedule. That's really just what I want at this stage, and we'll pencil them in. And then I think it's probably time to take a trip to the advertising company, to be honest. I think that's the best bet. So first of all, Sunday, let's go for, so you're down at Melbourne, so you're already in Australia, so that really works out quite well. 65,000, you lose 29,000. And then you are 213,000, which is great. Then you are, this is annoying, we've got two Seoul to Singapores. We need to basically go up to South Korea or Japan and then fly back, but when we're flying up there, we're really just doing nothing at all. Let me move this, so if we're to go from Singapore to Bangkok, that should take some time off the route. So that's really what I'm gonna have to do. So we're gonna have to stick you in like there and you in like there. So we're going to have 3 interesting days. Let me try do something like this actually. So I can tell basically from Singapore to Osaka, and it looks like Singapore to Seoul as well. These are the same distances, and it looks like it's I would probably say it looks like a 8-hour flight anyway, but if I am to go ahead and introduce a Singapore to Bangkok just before it, then is there still that a large gap? It looks like it reduces it by an hour, which is not a bad thing, so we might as well go for that actually, just because I need to increase the passenger numbers as it is anyway. So what we'll do is we'll move you back, let's add in a Singapore to Bangkok, let's get these the right way around like so, and then another Singapore to Bangkok, like, not quite like that, but that works out there. And as you can see, it's really not going to be very profitable days at all actually. That one there's good profit, but then the Tuesday flight and the Wednesday flights are not very profitable at all, so that's not very good. So we are really starting to rely now on this route here, Singapore to Bangkok, which I take a bad swallow there just because I'm just nervous about it. I don't like ever being a stress point where you're always relying on something, if that's in gaming, if that's in business, if that's with my uni work. It's never a good idea to just be reliant on one thing. So let's go ahead and improve the image route. The image route right now, so capacity use is only at 55%. The image is at 9% however though, so that's actually quite high, a lot higher than I thought it was. And then we're going to get another advert in there as well, which is good to see. We can also start to improve staff. I will actually go ahead and have a look at my staff pool and really see if there's much room for improvement. My staff in general are, I think, the best in the airport, but they can always be better if you understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and have a look at that in a second. Yeah, we'll just do that now actually. So let's jump into the personnel office. For those who don't know, personnel, basically you also manage your pilots and your air hostesses as well. So it's not really, to be honest, much about the pilots as such. I have faith in pilots. It's more flight attendants. So right now we have 11 applications, which is good to see. I need to actually look at my current roster though. And if we do that, I want to talk to you, if I can remember correctly, and then it's with my flight attendants. So we have 8 staff right now. So we've got gifted, which is good, average, which I can definitely, so I can definitely get rid of you. You are basically, I mean, average, we can do better than average. We've got gifted, we've got talented, very talented. 2 averages, and one of them is getting paid $5,200. We can definitely improve them. So let's go ahead and try and improve average. So let's look for flight attendants and anyone above average. So, I mean, you're very talented and you're the same price as an average, so we might as well go for you off the bat. And then moderately talented, gifted, I can't remember what order everything goes in, but we'll have a look and see. That looks very good. Has worked for a flight attendant for 5 years. We're going to go for you as well, so that's good there. So we jump back and go into here. Look back at my flight attendants. Then let's see what we can really go for here. So we need to get rid of the average people, which you guys, this is one of them here. So you're going to get fired. You are now off the roster, which is good. And then the other average person is this one here, which you're now off the roster. So if I close that down, we come back into show me flight attendants, then we can see we've got 8 staff and we should have 3 on the 126, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 on the 180, which is correct like so, and that is that problem solved. So very, very marginal changes there, but it will make a difference long term. We've got better staff now. That should hopefully attract more people to this and these flights. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it a day there, I think, and we're going to go ahead and roll the dice. Overnight didn't really make or lose any money. In terms of passenger numbers, we're still number 1, which is good, and our image is still the highest, as well as personnel and planes as well. Well, planes isn't actually, but our planes are flying a lot, so it's not something that I'm worried about. If planes go under 80%, then that's when you have caution, but honestly, there's no really need to worry at this stage. So that is good. I'm happy. I'm not happy at those numbers though. The plane is much more full, which is great to see, but I just don't know if that early morning flight didn't work. You had 78 on you, you have 113 on you. So we're going to make a change to the plane. And what we're going to do is we're going to... Here we go, this is it. So I need to go ahead. So basically right now, as you can see, we're getting no first class on the plane. That's the big issue. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try fill out second class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove first class for now, and basically the ratio before was for every 7 seats, or for every 10 seats, 7 of them were second class and 3 were first class. We're just going to revert that change and we're just going to go for all second class. Then we're also going to upgrade this plane as well, though we're just going to start off with landing gear because I can't really afford... 700,000 we can afford, and I think I will actually go for that, but I'm not going to go for anything else. And that has just cost me, yeah, quite a bit of money. So we're down to 1.4 million, which is not good. So that's also going to help increase the amount of, I guess, ticket sales on the plane, I hope anyway. But now we've got a lot more seats. If we go ahead and have a look here, we now have 168 seats, which we need to sell, and I really just want to sell them all. So what we're going to do is... It seemed that one leg was more profitable than, or more busy than the other, so it looked like the Singapore to Bangkok was the busier leg, or the least busiest leg, sorry. I mean 78/0, so 78 passengers, whereas there was 13 coming from Bangkok into Singapore. So on the Singapore to Bangkok, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to drop the ticket price by $20, right? And that should hopefully make a difference. It doesn't really matter about the first class if you don't even have first class on that route anymore, which is sort of going in line with a budget airline. And that is not a bad thing to do at all, as long as we do it right. And time will really just have to, we'll just have to wait and see. Looking at this right now, you are interesting. So you're such a small margin, you know that, such a small margin. You were charging 200 for a ticket though, so that's dropped 116. Again, it's not exactly improved, but I mean, I've not given it time to improve. I don't know if it's taken in the new ticket prices or if it's taken in the new improvements on the plane. It's a little bit mixed, to say the least. So what we're going to do is we're going to speed the game up. What I am going to have a look for Thursday, Friday. There's nothing really that much going on that's exciting right now, to be honest. So what we are going to do is we are going to just have a look for just any random unique contracts that are extremely amazing and I could do. I'm really full pretty much through to Thursday actually, but I can fit some stuff in if it's absolutely amazing or it's a short distance, i.e. this. I could do this, to be honest. The small plane could do this. So that's definitely very, very tempting. I mean, 180,000 for, it's a short flight. What about, oh dear, oh, I spent too long. That's why you don't play in ×3. That is why you do not play in ×3 at all. There's some I actually really want to take from there, you know that. Oh, right, that's great. So I've been there too long today, so I can't go back. What we are going to do is we are going to run along and just see again if there's any unique cargo opportunities. And then I think we should explore the rest of the airport, because that's something I've not done yet this series, and there's still a lot of the airport you've just not seen. So that's something which I think I should do. 15 tons there, that's in Europe. 15 tons there, that is not really worth it, to be honest, in terms of money. I mean, I could do that with a bigger plane, but I don't think we're free till Thursday, so that's not really the best. You're not really ideal, you're not ideal, and you're not ideal. I mean, that would be great if we could do that. That's 2.6 million there, but I mean, I could do that actually on the bigger plane, but I would need to fly what? 24 times. I need to fly 5 separate times, and I would also need to pretty much clear my schedule out Tuesday and Wednesday at least. Probably actually 3 days I would need for that whole operation, which I just simply do not have. So we're just going to have to give that a miss for now. Can we use air travel today? I mean, please let me just use it. No. Right, we're going to go ahead and I want to see if they've got any mobile phones in the duty free. So what we'll do is we'll jump in here very quickly and see what the business is. So we do have cell phones. 300,000 though is just not worth it. I hardly use it, to be honest. I want the notebook, but I've got a feeling you've got to buy the cell phone before that though, so not the best at all. Why don't we go in here and see what's up? So this is the sabotage room for those who don't know. I can't actually speak to the guy yet. I need to get him something. Maybe from the shop actually. I'll have a look at that in between episodes. I do want to have a look though. Has anyone issued any shares? They've not yet, which is good. But I could actually buy into other airlines straight away if I wanted to. Let's jump into the bank and show you the bank actually, because it is really useful to know how all this works. So this is basically very much just like normal shares, to be honest. As you can see right now, this is Phoenix Travels and our share price has gone up to $118, which is great. There is some that I could buy out, and I might actually buy some of my own because I don't really want to be owned by competitors. In terms of other airlines, looks like Honey's struggling a little bit. I mean, their rate's only at $94, and in terms of numbers, they're struggling as it is anyway, so it's something that I might take a look at trying to buy some of Honey's shares, and as long as you get a majority, which is, what, 51, then you can go ahead and take over the airline, which is something which I would very much be interested in. The return flight made a profit from Bangkok, and it was at 154 seats, so that is very, very marginally just not full. It's, what, 168, so it's only 14 seats off being full, which is great to see, and I'm extremely happy about that. That was at the price of 180 though, so That's something just to note though, it was a little bit cheaper. But we did make a profit. Not a great profit, but we made a profit nonetheless, which is great. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to finish work, we're going to call it quits for there, and then we're going to jump into the new day. Image is now at 2%. We are now, our passenger numbers are just beyond the other airlines, and personnel and planes are just the same, which I'm totally happy with. We also made a little bit of money overnight, not a lot. How did we do there? Minus 5,000 and minus 2,000. I just think early morning flights are just maybe not the way forward, to be honest. I just don't think they are the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop early morning flights, I think. And we're going to go for more evening based flights, because I think that's just the better thing to do going forward. So what we'll do is we'll remove you, and we'll move you up to there actually. And then move you to there. So that's much more daytime flights which we can handle, and let's just basically continue to do the same across the whole board, just because I think this is probably going to be better for me long term. In terms of this flight will be a big decider actually, because I really want to continue to upgrade the plane, but at what cost? And that's why I need to make money. I need really good money right now. The next few days are not very good, so we're looking towards, I can fit anything else in on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday if they're really financially worth it. All the planes will be back in Singapore by the evening, so it's really not a bad thing. I can definitely go, and I think anyway I can fly, I should be able to make the next day's flight. Say for example, if we had a flight on Monday that came up from Singapore to, I don't know, maybe like Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, though I don't think that airport's in this game. But I could go ahead and I should be able to get to Osaka by the end of Tuesday. I mean, I'm pretty much sure I would be adamant. I should be able to. So we're pretty much free. We're definitely free from Wednesday onwards though. So let's go ahead and see what we can do, and we might also do some more advertising on that route as well, because it evidently is doing quite well. Until Friday, I can take that one. And we will take that one, because that is good. That is extremely good. However, Sydney to Singapore, I don't know if I can do that one though. I really want to do that one, but I don't know if I can. Tokyo to Singapore, there's a lot of good stuff on Wednesday you're seeing. Until Thursday, we can do that one. We can definitely do that one. So we'll take that one too. And I will see really, so what I need to check here is if I can fit in a Sydney to Sing on Monday, because that is amazing premium there. But at the same time, I also don't want to cancel flights. If I can fit stuff in, then that would be great, but it's a long flight down to Sydney as it is, and unless the plane's in that part of the world, which is not, then I think we're really going to struggle to get all the way down there, then all the way back up, and then up to Seoul for the next day. It's just not going to happen. Let me actually have a look, because we do have a flight down to Sydney, and that takes that length of time. So if I work this out, you'd have to do that, and then that again, which would be there. Then you'd have to fly from Singapore up to Seoul, which is that length there. So no, it wouldn't make it in time. That's the bottom line. It wouldn't make it in time, unfortunately. So that's a little bit annoying and redundant there. What we'll do though is we'll stick you in on the... Right now, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll stick you in, if we can, early morning. I like to do these early morning. I like to just get them out the way. From Sydney to Tokyo's a long flight though, so we're still free from Thursday onwards, to be honest. We're free from Wednesday night onwards, let's put it that way, because we can quite easily move you into there, or around there. We should be able to anyway. Yeah, there we go. So we're free from Wednesday evening. From Singapore, that is. So Wednesday evening from Singapore. Then we can fit anything else pretty much in there. So Wednesday evening from Singapore. Wednesday evening from Singapore. That's going the wrong way though. So we're not going to do that. Can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. So there's actually two views up. Oh, that's annoying. Tuesday, yeah, there's nothing really there that I'm that interested in, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and give that a miss for the time being. In terms of going to cargo, let's go along and see, and again, just see if there's randomly anything special going down or anything lucrative. That is extremely tempting, and that's until Saturday. It is 40 tons, so I would have to put 2 planes on for that, but it is possible. And the penalty isn't that high either, so we really might actually go for that one. You know what, I think we're actually going to commit to it, so we're going to go for it. So we're going to have to do 2 planes for that, and they are going to be extremely long, but I should probably make about at least 500,000 profit. I'm not going to the Falcon Lines office, Callum. Let's go to my own office, because that is the wrong office. I actually, before I started re-recording or recording this series, I looked at the start of my last one and I introduced myself as Conflict Nerd Callum, which is my old channel name, but that franchise essentially ended, unfortunately. So when I refer to myself as Callum, Callum is my name for those who do not know. Okay, so cargo. This bad boy. Okay, so where are you? You're in Singapore, so Sydney. Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna work. It's just, as I said, gonna be 2 planes. You'll be 24, and then you'll be the remaining 16, and that's fine. That works. It's not pretty, but you will make 500,000 profit, and then you'll make the remaining profits. The flights in between, it's only 44,000 and 60,000, so we are clearing a lot more profit than I thought. We are clearing, let me do the math there, I mean, we're basically just shy of about maybe 850,000 when you take off the negatives, so that is really good, and I'm really happy about that, all in all. And that also fills up this whole schedule pretty much for the full week, so we do not even have to worry about this plane really in the slightest, which is good. Some days aren't going to be, I think Tuesday and Wednesday are the really unprofitable days, but as we get to later in the week, we should really be able to start to turn our attention to just skipping days at quite a good rate. You made another good profit again, which is good, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip into tomorrow and see where we go from there, I think. So coming into today, 3% image, which is great, personnel of 91%, the planes have actually gone back up to 100, that's just leaving those small gaps honestly makes a difference. As much as it is great to fly them all the time, you do want to sometimes just have them on the ground, and I think all in all we're doing quite well. I am very worried about people buying shares though, no one has yet, and it looks like we are up to being the 2nd most profitable airline, or by value of stock that is. In terms of account, Falcon Lines, I don't know what they're up to, but they're on 6 million. We're actually quite low, but I invest extremely quickly. I've upgraded my planes quite a lot, which is understandable. So you're just about full, which is great. 164 seats. That's on the Singapore Bangkok leg. So if we look in here, Singapore Bangkok leg, your price is going to go back up actually, because I think you're just about to fill out anyway, so that's good. Next flight, you'll probably be about the same, so we are starting to make profits there, and we'll just see how the rest of the day goes, which will speed today up very quickly. I think I might actually look in air travel for some small flights anyway that we can fit in the schedule, and just see how things go. And we'll need to do some advertising today as well for this route, which doesn't open unfortunately until a little bit later on. So let's double check the flight board. I always like just viewing the flight board and seeing, again, why are none of the other airlines flying? It's very strange, do you not think? I think that way anyway. What we're looking for is flights from Tuesday onwards, which are small, i.e. that, for example. I mean, that's a guaranteed 54,000 and it's on my route anyway, so I'm going to take it. It's a guaranteed 54,000 and my route will not make that, so we'll definitely take that. Hong Kong to Singapore until Sunday, we can also do that one, so we'll take that. Hong Kong to Singapore, we will also take that one. In terms of this, I think you're out of range, which you are. It's not bad, mind you, but we're busy on Wednesday. Until Friday, that's too long a distance for 3,800, and so's that. So we actually got a lot out of that though, which is good, so a little bit more profit once again, which is great. Let's improve the airline image on one of my routes, and it is this one, which is up to an image of 24%, which is really good. And the capacity, last time I was in here was at 55% for second class, it's now at 74%, though remember, we're not doing any first class right now, so that's one thing to just note. We're not making any money there, but that's a very, very good area to move into later down the line. So let's jump back into here. One stat I do want to check actually is how many flights we've done. So we've all still got 2 planes. Routes I've obviously got 2, which is the 1, but just the return leg making 2. They've all gone for branch offices, which I really feel are just not worth it. I'll talk about that later on, but the flight numbers, that's what I'm interested in. I've done 37, my nearest competitor's only done 17. We've also done a lot more orders, and we're also doing scheduled charters. So that's very interesting. A lot of them have gone for last minutes. I've done a few last minutes. I'm not the biggest fan. It is high risk, high rewards, but in terms of passengers, I mean, we are away with the game. Content, I mean, people are, 91%. That's great, though Honey Airlines interestingly is higher, but you're not flying very frequently, so I can't really argue. In terms of the employees, I mean, everyone is the same on that front, so there's not really too much of a competition in that field at this stage, but that will come when more planes come, which will be a wee while yet. Okay, so you lost money, quite drastically lost money, which is very, very disappointing actually. I'm very disappointed in that, because I thought we were turning things around, but oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and fill the schedule in here. So this Singapore to Bangkok, what we're going to do is we're going to literally remove that. So it's a guaranteed 30,000 profit, if you understand what I'm saying. It's worth it, trust me. Hong Kong to Singapore, you are going to go in on Friday, because I think we'll make Friday the special day, the Hong Kong day. Because I think that will actually fit the schedule quite good. So that's 37,000 and then 84,000, only losing 23,000 each time. So that's only a 14,000 profit, but I mean, it will do me. And that is, yeah, I mean, that's what, a 50,000 profit? 84,000, 23,000, just about, maybe 60,000 anyway. What I might do actually is I might move those flights forward a little bit. So we're going to move you guys forward, like, not drastically early morning, but yous are earlier morning anyway. Because I'm going to try and get some flights in on the Friday night, I think, to Bangkok. I think that would just be good. So I'll move you up to there. Doesn't matter again about these green ones, it's just the blue ones I feel are more profitable at night. So let's do Singapore to Bangkok, and then Bangkok in there. Then let's push you guys back quite a bit. Like so, and then for the next day as well, we need to just move you to probably about, I actually want to move you further back like that. So that looks much better. So the first flight in the morning isn't till about 7 o'clock, I think, which is much more, or maybe 6 o'clock, but still, that's very much like commuter time. Or at times when, I mean, the mornings are when most planes go, so that kind of makes sense. And it's very unrealistic to have a flight departing at like 2 AM. I know flights and planes are often in the air at that time, but departing at 2 AM, very, very rare. That's just how, because I mean, airports have to close, or a lot have to close at night just due to restrictions on people living, you know what I mean? I mean, most airports are around towns and cities, unless it's like a transfer airport or one which is quite remote, but then they're not always as popular, so it's that sort of double negative there. Anyway, how are we doing? I mean, what can I do now? We have actually gained quite a bit of money, which is good, and I'm happy about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into here and we're going to upgrade. That costs 2 million, which is just too much. You cost, I mean, what even is this? That's a cockpit, so that's going to cost 1.2 million. I just don't think we're financially there yet, to be honest. I really don't. If we come through here though, and come back onto this one, let's go ahead and upgrade some other aspects though. So let's go for the seating, let's go up to 3-star seating, and then let's also go for comforts. Let's upgrade you too. So that's going to cost me 900,000 and bring me down to about 1.3 million. However, we should be profitable over the next few days. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with that day over and us going into a new day, I'm going to end this episode here. So hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Follow me on Twitter and support me on Patreon. All support is very much grateful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So tune in for the next episode in a few days' time. Leave a like rating, and that's all for this video. So thanks very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.